You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast. And this is show number 375 for Sunday, the 22nd of August, 2021.
Where dreams begin.
Well, hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jane Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, Janie.
Hello there, Michelle, and how are we doing this fine week?
We are doing really well. We are racing through August. It feels like a little bit far too quick for me.
Yes, it's the middle of August already. Where's that happened?
I know, it's suddenly nearly September and I'm like, no! School's back! But on the plus side, it does bring with it all that pumpkin spice goodness.
Yes, but it's still August, Michelle.
I know, but if Disney can start their Halloween parties in the middle of August, I can start dreaming about pumpkin spice lattes in the middle of August.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So, talking of coffee, I have got my builder's mug. Seriously, I need a crane to lift it up because of wrist issues. The Animal Kingdom, different animal print coffee cup filled up with some very nice brew.
You know what? I'm recording, and for a change, I haven't got a coffee.
Wow, we've changed roles.
I don't know quite what's happened. It's maybe because I'm on holiday and it's like my routine is out.
Or maybe it's the fact that Simon's back at work and he's not around to make the brew for you.
Possibly, maybe.
Anyway, we could witter on all day about pumpkin spice. I will just say the wonderful friend of mine, Jerry Vane, shared a face mask, you know, like the blue ones that you get, the NHS type ones. It was orange and it said scented of pumpkin spice, and I just thought that stole the internet for me. Perfect, I want one. That'll get people to wear masks, wouldn't it, if it was flavoured with their favourite food. There'd be no people dissenting on mask wearing then if they could go around all day smelling burger and chips or whatever.
I don't know, it might get a bit much after a while.
Well, we'll see. Right, lovely. I gather you have got some on this day in Disney history for us.
I do indeed. I've got one very short one and one quite long one.
Ooh.
So we'll go backwards in date. So we'll do the short one first. And I had to pick this because I thought of you. Because this is from 1929. Not that the year's got anything to do with thinking of you. I'll just put that in there.
I'm not that old, love.
So 1929. And this is when the Silly Symphony cartoon, The Skeleton Dance, was released.
Oh.
And I know this is one of your faves. So I thought I had to get that one in. So directed by Ub Iwerks. And it was the very first of the Silly Symphony series.
And I have the vinyl to the right of me on my bookshelf, signed by the team who brought that album set back to life. And I think that was at D23 back in, I think it was 2015, Jane.
It's a while ago now, Michelle.
Oh, my word.
Makes you realise how long we've been doing this show, doesn't it?
Forever. And
Forever
ever,
and ever.
and ever to part, we'll say forever. I've forgotten the rest of the words, sorry. I'll shut up now. Sorry, history.
So, still sticking with August 22nd. Now, this is 1920. This is a bit of a long one because there was quite a lot of information here that I thought really interesting. 1920, science fiction, fantasy and horror writer Ray Bradbury, who was a good friend of Walt Disney and was a consultant to the Imagineers who designed Spaceship Earth at Epcot, was born. I'm going to get this wrong, so I'm just going to say Illinois, a town called Waukegan. Apologies, that is said wrong, but anyway.
I think our American friends will forgive you because we forgive them when they call it Worcestershire.
True, very true. So now we know Ray Bradbury, very famous author, things like The Martian Chronicles, Fahrenheit 451 and The Halloween Tree. Now, apparently him and Walt Disney first met back in 1963. In 1964, there was a New York World's Fair, and Bradbury became interested in the Epcot project around about that time because he was involved with the New York World's Fair. He also had a short story called Downwind from Gettysburg, and that was actually inspired by the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. So there's this kind of like symbiotic sort of relationship going on between Bradbury and Disney. Disney even made a film or produced a film based on his story, Something That Wicked This Way Comes. He did say that he himself was a Disney nut. He actually, was a big Disney fan, and he often came to the defence of Disney. And apparently there was an article that was decried Disneyland as being vulgar entertainment, and he actually penned a response, and it was called The Machine Toward Happy Land, for an issue of a magazine called Holiday. But apparently one of his favourite moments, and it was in 2007 on Halloween night, they actually had a lighting of his very own Halloween tree at Disneyland, which was to celebrate the 35th anniversary of his novel, The Halloween Tree. So Disney honoured him by dedicating his own tree in a tree lighting ceremony in Frontierland, which I thought was really nice. And there's a fantastic quote. But the fact remains that Disney is the first to make a robot that is convincingly real, that looks, speaks, and acts like a man. Disney has set the history of humanized robots on its way toward wider, more fantastic excursions into the needs of civilization. And I thought that was recognising that the stuff that they're doing is groundbreaking and important, not just the parks, but will help others as well around the world.
Fantastic stuff there.
Yeah.
Well, you have hit the nail on the head a little bit there, Jane, perfectly, by mentioning Halloween.
Oh, segue in. Go on then.
So we have seen all over social media the kick-off of Boo Bash, and one of our listeners has very kindly contacted me via email, info@disneydreamgirls.com, and said, look, I'd like to review it, but bear with me. I don't really think I'm up to speaking on the airways, as it were.
Oh, bless.
So she's done a very, very detailed review for us, and I thought I'd share what she's written.
Okay.
On the day of the party, they arrived at 7 o'clock, but they are annual pass holders, so they basically could have been there all day anyway.
Right,
And if you haven't got an annual pass and you don't have a park ticket, you are allowed to get in at 7 o'clock, which is 2 hours ahead, or 2 to 2.5 hours ahead of the scheduled party start time.
Ah, okay.
Now, the night she went was one of the first ones, and she said it was advertised as sold out, but when she actually got to going in, they were advertising tickets available for sale. So I don't know whether they'd decided to up the number of people allowed at the party or what. But she said there were people buying tickets who obviously were in the magic. The weather was lovely and thought, I'm going to stay.
Take advantage. Yeah.
You've got that issue in this time of year in Florida that, you could have one of those very awful August nights where it just rains all night.
You could indeed.
And having been to a Halloween party in the rain, it's not much fun.
Nah, bit soggy.
Yeah. But it didn't deter her with her strategy of getting on a lot of attractions she hasn't yet been on. So the most she waited for an attraction was 20 minutes. So she found that, really easy going.
It's not bad going, yeah.
She was able to bash off a couple of goes on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Space Mountain, and so on. Then they decided to dedicate some time to some meandering around the theme park and waiting for the big 8:45 firework spectacular. Now, this isn't the special for Halloween or anything. This was just happily ever after. There's no fireworks bespoke for the Halloween Boo Bash.
Okay, right.
So every park guest was there. Everyone was really close and cuddly up to each other. And it was really lovely, she said, to be able to see that.
Nice.
Yeah. She did say, though, we were all that close up to each other watching in Happily Ever After, but there was nothing going on the castle stage during the party because normally there's the Hocus Pocus show and things like that.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
So nothing took part.
Oh, okay.
So she said it just seemed a bit lackluster. Something could have been going on there to keep people busy. But hey ho. Anyway, 9 o'clock, day guests after the firework, bye, had to disappear, and the staff all around them were setting up for the party's official start time at 9:30 for that particular night.
Right.
So then you could go looking round for the usual big sort of inflatable, saying treat station. She went and visited quite a few, got quite a lot of candy. There was someone in their party who had allergies, and as usual, Disney had their allergy station, which is set up by the Hall of Presidents. Interestingly, when you go and get a allergy sort of item, you get one, whereas if you go through one of the normal channels for non-allergy candy, you can get anywhere between 4 and 9, depending on how big the cast members' hands are.
Oh.
Because
that's a bit mean.
Yeah, like I always deploy the strategy. Hi, lovely to see you. I'm from England. We don't get Snickers peanut butter over there. Could you dig me a few out? And normally I have a really good response from the cast members, and they dig through the barrel and give me like 20. So that was just my top tip because I love them. But quirkily enough, since my last trip, they have actually started selling them over here now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you see, they haven't got your midnight Marzi bar thing that you like, your Milky Way, unless you pay £8 for it. But
which I'm not doing. Yeah.
Yeah, digression. They were able to see some of the character cavalcades and was impressed to see Maleficent Dragon steaming fire all the way up and down, and that was quite an impressive sight. It wasn't very crowded to see all of these. She did try some of the special food and drinks, which I'm going to come back to at the end. You could go up to the little snack carts and get bottled beverages, so your water, your fizzy pop. You could get pre-boxed popcorn and your typical iced stick things like your banana dipped in chocolate and nuts, your Mickey bars, your fruit pops and things like that. They were all free as part of parcel, which is an upgraded thing that you'd normally wouldn't get at the Mickey's Not So Scary, because you'd just get the treats, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Whereas with this, you had the opportunity to have a backpack not only filled with your candy from your trick and treating, but filled up with your beverages, because obviously once you buy a Mickey bar or get one from the treat station, it would kind of melt.
Yeah, not a good idea to put that in your backpack, really.
No.
They
really, really enjoyed, though, the cavalcades, particularly the music. You know, it's such a distinctive do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Really, really nice. Anyway, she said that was good. Merchandise. Now, in years gone by, I remember standing in line with the lovely Stephen Klamasco for the Mickey's Not So Scary special merch, pins and t-shirts and that. There wasn't anything unique, but there was quite a lot of merchandise, and I don't know if you've seen some of the pieces.
Yeah, I've seen some few bits and bobs online, yeah.
If you're a big fan of the Sanderson sisters, there is an amazing trio of plush. I think they're about $28, so if you wanted the 3, you're looking at about $90. But they looked really well made, and if you are a Hocus Pocus fan, that is probably something you would want to track down, because I imagine stock of those will not last long, unless Disney's bought several containerfuls and they prove to be a bit of a bust, and you'll find them in the outlets in a couple of weeks' time. So this, you know, your usual t-shirts. There's a Spirit jersey with Oogie Boogie in big green glittered lettering on the back, which is quite cool. And there's also a pumpkin Spirit jersey as well. So lots of other bits and pieces as well. And they didn't buy anything. They weren't that interested in anything because they splurged all the money on the plush.
Right.
So was it worth the price paid? Well, they paid $129 plus tax per person, although just to make you aware that the price does rise up to $199 on the 31st of October, Halloween night, and days in between there is a sort of staggered increase as it gets closer and closer towards Halloween. They said for them, they were able to hit the park, got in lots of attractions, got some candy, got some bottled beverages, tried out virtually every ice cream on the menu. They really enjoyed it. $130, there's only 2 of them. It wasn't too bad. It does make better sense if you're not an annual pass holder and you don't have a park ticket for the day, that you can utilise those extra hours. And I suppose it's down to everything. It's whether your pocket fits to it or not.
I think this is what we always say, isn't it, Michelle? I mean, I don't know off the top of my head how this compares to what the Not So Scary normally runs at, but obviously it is a scaled back version. Are we calling it that? I don't know. Yeah, the 7 p.m. entry, get those extra couple of hours. I think you'd be stupid not to do that for that amount of money. Nice that you can get on rides that quickly. Nice that you can do multiple, like back-to-back rides as well, so to speak, on anything that's particularly your favourite. Again, it's going to come down to personal choice, isn't it? I know we were talking on our last show about that element. If it's a chance to get back in the parks and do something because you've not had that experience for insert 12, 18 months, whatever it is, or longer for some of us, then you might want to grab every opportunity you can to soak up the magic in whatever way you can, and that might be the trigger for a lot of people. Going to be, like I think we said before, it's going to be interesting to see subsequently how Disney roll these things out. Are we going to just stick to these after-hour events, or are we going to be able to go back to the full-blown parties that we've seen in the past?
Well, we already discussed last week the Christmas party and the prices of that one, and yeah, we shall see. I think this year is very much let's just get the theme parks open and keep them open.
Yes,
and
true.
We will, as we learn things, get more stable, we'll introduce and reopen more things, and we'll touch back on that I think later on in the show. There are 6 items you can purchase at the After Hours Boo Bash. They're called the so-called exclusive treats.
Oh, okay.
First one, Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies. And from here, you can have a Prince John Sucker frozen drink. Now, that takes some doing.
Just saying it.
And it's quite a tart green apple lemonade slushy, topped with whipped cream and a ring pop. And for me, apple lemonade, slush and whipped cream, I just don't, Yes. I know our reviewer didn't have an opportunity to try this one. She said it just didn't, the flavour combination just didn't sink to her in comparison to some of the other beverages that were available.
I think it's the addition of the whipped creams turned my stomach.
Yeah, and to be honest, a lot of these are drinks, the exclusive things. Maybe they're thinking, it's a warm night, people might want to, up level some of the drinks, because you could go over to the Golden Oak Outpost, and there are 2 there, and our reviewer did actually try the first one, the Mocha Chocolate Chip Frozen Drink, which is a frozen mocha topped with whipped cream, chocolate chips, and a little tiny sugar acorn, and this is more sort of a chocolatey taste rather than the coffee taste, she said. But she said it was very, very refreshing, particularly as the night went on. It didn't give as much as a coffee kick as she would have liked, because she was flagging by 10:30. But she said it was a nice beverage in comparison to her partner, who got the apple ginger Dale. So you've got your chip and you've got the Dale drink going.
I see what they did there.
Yeah, clever. Very subtle. And this is a frozen apple cider mixed with ginger ale, topped with whipped cream and chopped Twix cookie bars.
Again, it's the whipped cream that does it for me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and the thing is with this, whenever you speak to somebody in the UK and you mention apple cider, you tend to think of one of 2 things. You tend to think of a 5-litre bottle which you bought as a child or a teenager for like 99 pence, and you sat and drank it on the park bench and got drunk. Or it's the highbrow new resurgence in craft ciders, and it's a bit different because this Disney cider isn't alcoholic at all.
Oh, is it not? See, I've always read it and just presumed it was.
No. Apple cider that is sold in the park like this is non-alcoholic, which is a big...
Of course it would be, yeah.
It's a big disappointment to me.
Yeah, well, I'd be expecting a little bit of a tangy kick with it. I'm not going to get it now, am I?
Nope. On to another drink, and this is over at Gaston's. And this to me just makes me want to it's just not my flavours. 5 dozen egg slush, and it's basically a frozen custard with brown sugar topped with whipped cream.
No, stop now.
Garnished with a cinnamon stick.
It sounds like a I don't know, like a blended egg custard or something. No.
It's just, and have they suddenly got shares in a whipped cream company? Everything's
Possibly.
got whipped cream on it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it, Michelle. It's making my stomach feel a bit iffy.
So that's it for your drinks, and you've got 2 snacks. Now, normally you would get a whole smorgasbord of snacks. There's just 2.
Okay.
The better of the 2, which I think would be more the one that I would go with, would be the Maleficent Churro from the Main Street USA snack cart. And this is covered in a chocolate cookie crumble drizzled with purple icing, and it's topped in that really brightly coloured crystallised bits of purple sugar and green sugar.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You get 2 pieces of the churro. It is quite expensive. I think it rolls out at just under $7.
Wowzers.
Yeah, a bit expensive. I've saved the last till the last, which is for you, because I think you'd like this one. And we've got a picture of this over on the website. And this is the Foolish Mortal Funnel Cake from Sleepy Hollow.
Ooh.
It's a funnel cake topped with chocolate cookie crumbles, purple vanilla ice cream, caramel drizzle, M&Ms in a ghoul mix.
Ooh.
So you already like your funnel cake, so this
Funnel,
really...
yeah. I say funnel cake and biscuit bits and ice cream. Now I'm kind of there. Not sure I want to eat purple ice cream, but you know, I'll have a go.
To be honest, it looks more mauve than purple. But I suppose it depends on the lighting.
And how much food colouring they've added.
Yeah, gosh, you're not going to be able to sleep after that bad boy, are you? You're going to be pinging around the theme park. Give me cookies! Give me cookies! I want sweets!
I can say, to be fair, I think everything we've just talked about, Michelle, I think you're going to be doing that.
Yeah.
Imagine trying all of them. Oh my goodness.
Now, if you're not fortunate enough to go to the Halloween Boo Bash this year, there are some exclusive sort of Halloween treats that are available from all over the Disney theme parks in Walt Disney World. All sorts of things, from little pumpkin-shaped mousses onto cupcakes and things like that. So you don't have to spend the money if you want to have some Halloween-themed food.
True.
So that basically is the review of the Halloween party.
I'm going to say, it sounds lovely. I think it will just come down to people's personal choice on price point.
True. And whether they can actually get to the United States.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that bit.
You know, me and thee stuck at home ain't going anywhere.
No.
So,
And I'm not going to even try and recreate any of those foodie items at home.
No, I don't think I will either. I think I'll just stick to what I'm having, which is my nice, beautiful coffee.
With a bit of pumpkin spice thrown in.
Absolutely. Right, lovelies, it's a bit of a short one this week. We did the extra show last week, which we weren't planning on, and we've got this one in. There's going to be no show next week because I'm out and about and all my travels, but we will endeavour to catch up with you at the end of the month before we get ourselves hot-footing back to education and work and all that bad stuff. And there might be a little bit of a trip report from my travels on the old boat.
Oh, aye, that boat thing you're going on.
Boat trip, baby. Although I keep getting told off it's the Mickey ship, not boat trip, baby. But
I'm going to say, I do have to keep correcting myself. I keep calling it a boat, and then I go, no, I know it's a ship, but hey.
Yeah. If you do want some extra content from the Disney Dream Girls, don't forget our Patreon page where there are a couple of extra shows for August, but once you do support us, you can have access to all the good stuff, all the shows that we've ever done, and there's over 100 extra shows that you can get on there, and a lot of them are evergreen, content never aging. So why don't you consider going to patreon.com/Disney Dream Girls, pop in a few dollars each month to get the extras. It also keeps Jane and I on the old airwaves and keeps the show up and running.
Very true.
Catch us on Instagram and Twitter at DizDreamGirls. As our reviewer of Boo Bash did, you can always contact us info@disneydreamgirls.com with your questions, comments, or even show ideas. And before we do end off, I just want to give a big thank you to the wonderful Deborah and Catherine, who were our guests last week. What a fantastic job they did of it as well, Jane.
They were amazing. It was a good little giggle, wasn't it?
It was. I am looking forward to doing the next panel type show. So if you've got a question you want the panel to answer, get in touch. Anyway, lovelies, until next time, it's a goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from me.